We pass through the hotel foyer.
Along the front of the Our Remote Museum.
To pass the hotel again, this time in a bus.
Malta has very limited space, narrow roads and lots of cars.
So much demand for road space, this church is now on its own little island.
Roads can be so narrow that signs like these, "Everyone share the road," are common.
Windmills for grinding cereals were once common. As we pass a fuel station where you stop in the street, space is so scarce. The ancient fort city of Mdina dominates the skyline. Through the narrow streets with local stone houses with their colourful balconies.
We are back in Mdina. Today we visit the museum and the cathedral. Yesterday's tour gave us too little time to do this comfortably.
Till we arrive at the entry gate to Mdina city.
Let's cross it and enter the city.
The streets within are narrow, both to maximize building space and limit invaders. A statue to the Virgin Mary on a street corner.
A touch of modernity, a post box. What's this guy trying to flick my camera away with his whip? Cheeky bee.
Come to Malta and get horsewhipped.
First a visit to the Cathedral Museum.
Motto, Fidelis et Vera, faithful and true.
The chapel, a museum within a museum.
A 14th century panel depicting St. Paul.
A wide range of church treasures.
A sedan chair for carrying the cardinal.
Works in porcelain.
A chasuble from the 19th century. Silverware owned by the Confraternity of the Souls in Purgatory.
Pedestals. Intricate marquetry tables.
The Virgin Mary.
St. John the Baptist. St. Paul.
Part of the Apostolato, the other statues being of the apostles.
These 15 silver statues date from 1743.
During the French occupation of Malta from 1798, the church paid the French the estimated value of the statues in silver and gold. This saved them from being seized and melted to make coins to pay the French troops' salaries.
Time to step into St. Paul's Cathedral.
All cathedrals cost a fortune to maintain, so there's no surprise that there are a series of concerts going on here.
Enjoy the glories of this building.
Apostolato are laid on this altar for 3 services each year. At Christmas, the conversion of St. Paul, and Menacha, which is St. Peter's and St. Paul's feast. Even the floors contain works of art.
Floor tiles lead us out.
Our day is done.
Following the tracks leads us to Sliema,
where we give the ferry across to Valetta a miss, and never get another chance. Each time we checked, the ferry across the bay was cancelled due to the waves being too big.
Instead we are cruising Sliema Bay, our little trip out to sea and back into Valetta harbour. Our vessel is the Den, registered in Valetta.
On board, gliding around Sliema Bay. Fort Manol, built from 1723 by the Knights Hospitaller to protect Valetta's northern bastions from enemy attack.
P-71, the flagship of the maritime squadron based at Floriana. St. Paul's Cathedral, Valetta, which we did not get to visit.
The Lazaretto.
My father Norman arrived here by submarine from Alexandria, Egypt, near the start of World War II.
Time to cruise around the headland and into Valetta harbour.
We pass under St. Elmo Bridge and can see Fort St. Elmo as we look to our right. A cruise ship is in port. Lots of extra visitors for today.
The cruise ship is Mein Schiff 6, operated by TUI Cruises.
There are other trips around Valetta harbour in smaller Luzzu. It looks like fun.
Looking up to the Upper Baraka Gardens from where the noonday gun is fired.
Look at all the vertical stonework you would have to climb if mounting a military assault on Valetta. A vital lookout tower with views across all arms of the harbour.
Warehouse doors, the colour signifies the merchant's trade. Blue for fish, green for produce, yellow for grains, red for wine. Nothing listed for orange.
Luxury yachts on one arm of the harbour, with one of Malta's 365 Catholic churches in the background.
Being an island, ferries play an important role in moving people and goods.
Back out onto the high seas.
Returning to Sliema Bay, where the brisk winds are making sailing exciting.
Back on land, a late lunch, mussels, a most excellent choice. Almost always a cat. The Bone Shakers. This preserved example is now used for tourist tours.
This is one of the many vintage buses that used to be the public transport of Malta.
In a previous visit, when all the buses were already pretty old, the oldest we rode in was a 1919 Dodge.
With the wind whipping up the waves today, what better way to spend an evening than relaxing with a cocktail before dinner?